Hey guys, MPTV, Matt Piper, the Soccer Mentor. Good morning. Hope you've had a wonderful weekend. I've had a nice one, thank you very much. It was Halloween. I didn't get dressed up, but all the kids got dressed up. We went out, they trick-or-treated, we had a great time. Nice chilled Sunday. As I said on Friday, I'm going to be answering some of your questions, so let's get straight into it. Morning, Gabriel. More of a skillful player. It's all about practice, my friend. Gabriel, it's all about practice. All right. So what you want to do, what I implore you to do, is get on YouTube, get on watching Match of the Day, lots of games. You see a skill that you like. What I would say is, for a question like this, more of a skillful player, I'm presuming you're meaning to be more skillful in football matches and things like that. So you want to look at tricks that are going to work in a football match, Gabriel. So it's probably not best to go on some of the other sites where they're all about freestyle tricks and things like that. Tricks that look great, but wouldn't really move across to a football game. So some of these crazy tricks the guys do, catching it on feet, flicking it over, doing 12 around the worlds and then catching it on the neck. Obviously, they're not the skills you really want to practice to take into a game. Them skills, as I've said before, will be good to practice to get a better feel and touch for the football. So that will improve your game in that way. But the skills that you want to practice that are going to work on a weekend are things like, I always go on about it, but one of the greatest tricks is your step overs, your Cruyff turns, your Rabonas, things that you can do at high speed that are going to translate well into a full side match. And all it is, my friend, is practice. All right, and preferably practice against someone else. So it's real live game situation. All right, and if you're on your own, yeah, you can put the cones out or a dustbin if you've not got cones or whatever, and try and take that thing on, but do it at high pace and do it at match tempo. And that's the only way to do it, Gabriel. Practice, practice, practice. All right, mate? Hope that's answered your question. Next question. Serge 2E. This guy's just recently started following me on Twitter and asking some soccer questions through, and he's from France. So, bonjour, my friend. I really like this guy. He put some nice comments out there. He's very enthusiastic about football. Thanks for the question, mate. Best 4 defenders in the game right now. If we're talking centre backs, I love Varane at Real Madrid. I think he's got everything. He can jump, he can head, he can tackle. He's quick, he's strong. He's good with the ball at his feet, so he brings it out defence nicely. I think he could go on to be one of the best defenders that we see in the world. I truly do. He's still only young, so I think he's a real hot prospect at the minute, and every time I see him I like what he does. Sergio Ramos, he loses his head sometimes, but I think he's a great defender, a great footballer. Vincent Kompany, when he's on form, wonderful defender. Got all the attributes Varane's got. He's got pace, he's strong. He deals, this is what I look at in a defender. He deals with different types of striker really well. Who else? Thiago Silva. Another great one. Can change his game depending, not very big, not the biggest, but he can leap, he wins headers. He controls his back four, very good at reading the game, so is Varane, Ramos, Kompany. So my top 4 would probably be Kompany, Varane, Ramos and Thiago Silva. But the great thing about football is, and why we all love it, it's a matter of opinions. So you give me a shout on Twitter, Serge, and let me know who your top 4 are. Right, thanks for the question, mate. I'll speak to you soon. Next question. I'm glad you've asked this question, mate. This is what I struggled with. I think I've told you all before. When I used to play in the Premier League, I was often sick on a football pitch. I became a master at hiding it. And it was because when I played the wing-back position, which everyone knows by now, I didn't particularly enjoy, because you had to join in with the attacks, you had to get back and defend, join in with the attacks, get back and defend. So it was a lot of, it was like full on sprinting for more than a normal sprint. So a normal sprint is 10 to 15 seconds max, and then you normally get your rest, and then you're back, and then you get another rest. So a physio at Leicester at the time, he used to see me all the time, sick into my hand, throw it on the pitch, wipe it on the grass, and then just pretend I was stretching. I used to do that quite a lot, especially when I played wing back. And a guy at Leicester, really great physio, still there now. I don't know if he designed the program, but he came out with a program that we used to do 2 or 3 times a week. You don't want to do it near to a match day though, because it does take it out of you. It's called, you have to do it on a treadmill. You could do it on grass, but you'd be running for miles. It's called 4 on, 3 off, times 4. And we used to do this a lot. Now the 4 minutes is a sprint. So you get the treadmill up. I think I used to do it at 18, level 18, all right? So this, level 18, and your 3 off is 3 minutes off on level 10, which is still a quick pace, all right? It took me a few weeks to build up to be able to do this fuller, and you're going through it 4 times. So you have a 2-3 minute warm up. You start building the warm-up up to the last minute where you're running at probably about 10, and then when you're ready to hit the 4 minutes, you put it up anywhere between, obviously we're all different, you put it up to between 16 on the treadmill and 18 pace on the treadmill, and you run at that for 4 minutes, and then you go 3 minutes on level 10. Your 3 minute downtime is always back at level 10, which sounds easy as I'm saying it, but I remember it now, I'm having nightmares about it. 3 minutes off was level 10. It's still a good pace. It's like a real fast jog, 3/4 pace. And then you're back on 4 minutes on, 3 minutes on, 4 minutes off, 4 minutes on, 3 minutes off, 4 minutes on, 3 minutes off, 4 times on each. It miraculously improved my ability to last 90 minutes on a football pitch. Hope that helps, WXP17. Thank you for the question, buddy. Let's move on to the next one. Jonah, playing well at trials and being more consistent. Now, I was the world's worst at playing at trials. I used to think about it too much. I used to make myself quite nervous before I went to trials, and it was always not good for me, trials, because what I used to do, trials, is sort of the unknown. So you get there, and then human beings do it naturally. We look at other players that are there, you see them do something well, and you think, damn, he's good, or oh, I've not got a chance against these lot today. My advice at playing at trials, and it's easier said than done, but my advice, having the experience of having done it, is to play your own game, all right? Try not to look at what everyone else is doing. Play your own game, believe in your own ability, and go out and give it your all. Remember, it's a phrase that I don't like using because a lot of people use it, but the phrase of, you only live once, but that's how you need to treat a trial. You do only live once. It may be the only trial you're going to get, so why leave anything in the tank? Put it all out there, Jonah. Try your best. Don't look at what anyone else is doing. Just play your own game, believe in your own ability, and go out and smash it, my friend. That would be my honest advice in trials. Go out and give it your all. And being more consistent, it's just a matter. Football is a frustrating game. It's like golf. I played golf at the weekend. It's so frustrating because you can do the same procedures week in, week out, the same amount of practice, the same amount of individual little tasks that you want to give yourself, and then you can play the very same golf course or whatever, or playing another game in football the same, and you're just not as good as the week before, and it's very difficult to put your finger on why not. To be more consistent is all about practice. I keep telling you guys, and it's so important. Obviously, the more you practice, the better you're going to get at something, and the level of consistency will improve. The more you improve, your level of consistency will improve. And it's just always trying to push forward and make yourself the best you can be. And realising the fact that you're not going to be brilliant every week, and not beating yourself up about it. That's a massive thing. I used to beat myself up about it all the time. I was rubbish. Forget football. I've had enough of it. And go on about it. But you are going to have ups and downs, guys, especially if you're a young player. So I think sometimes it can be a real big mental thing. Level of consistency can come with having a good mental attitude. Maybe you've not played well this week because you started the game and your first touch was bad, you had a one-on-one, you missed it, so in your mind you're thinking, oh, it's just not my day, and you let that stay in your mind and fester. So then obviously the rest of your game's not going to be great. All right, the best players and the most consistent players in the world, I always see, are the ones that are mentally tough. They have a mishap, they miss a shot, they trip over the ball, they make a foul, they get booked, whatever, and they quickly put that to the back of their mind and realise that they can affect the rest of the game. All right, so it's about, yeah, that incident's done, it's finished, it's in the past, what can we do next? That attitude will bring up your level of consistency and ultimately allow you to perform much better week in, week out, if you can be that mentally tough. All right, thank you, Jonah, thank you for the questions. Hope you've enjoyed this question and answer, guys. Make sure you get your questions into me on Twitter or YouTube, and as always, I'm going to try and answer them the best I can and give you value with my answers, and hopefully take your game to the next level. Thanks for watching. See you all again soon. Take care.